All right, look, on my channel, we get straight to the content. As y'all can see, not on the East Coast right now. Taking a little walk near the crypto center. Y'all can't see the crypto center sign, but I'm in Cali right now. You know what I'm saying? Chilling. It's been a couple days since I uploaded. I don't know, bro. I like Cali. I got sick kind of quick. Like, I was catching a vibe and I got sick. I don't know, the air kind of funky out here. But anyway, I thought I would just give y'all my review on, well, first and foremost, Happy New Year. I know I'm supposed to get straight to the content, but Happy New Year. And I hope y'all go through with all y'all resolutions type stuff. You know what I mean? But, so y'all know, I told y'all in other videos, I be in these YouTube streets, right? So, pardon me. If you like familiar with like content, like if you in these YouTube streets like me and you're familiar with content, you know sometimes these podcasts go to like a death spiral, right? And I don't mean to make it sound so like extra, but like it comes a point where some of these podcasts, not all, but some of these podcasts, they go into a death spiral. And by death spiral, I mean the people that cover the podcast are actually more entertaining than the actual podcast. I hate to say it to y'all. I hate to start the new year off with this energy. I'm thinking that Joe Budden's podcast is going through that. Not gonna lie. So, I can sit right here? I can stay right here, right? Or you need me to keep walking? No, I'm just on the phone. All right, thank you. So, a lot of it, a little security, you know what I'm saying? Securing the premises. But like, all right, so like when you listen, and this might be like the past 4, maybe like past 3 episodes of Joe Budden's podcast, it hasn't been interesting. So the issue is, I don't know what's going on. Like the subjects, how they cover the subjects. First and foremost, I do know what it is. They never actually know what they're talking about, what the subject is. Like Joe brings up a topic, they have no idea what's going on. That's been annoying, but now it's getting old, especially when you can listen to people that cover the Joe Budden podcast and they'll cover it more accurate. You know what I mean? Like they'll know about the topic and then break down what the cast said. So Joe is in a death spiral, and I don't think he knows. I really don't think he knows, because it's a lot of YouTubers that cover his content. Now, I'm not going to say these YouTubers' channels because I'm not trying to hate, but some of these people don't have commentary. So you got like Danny from the Stop. He actually has commentary. A lot of these people, they just put up Joe Budden's content, and it's like a clip. So like if you listen to a full episode, you're better off actually listen to them speak about the individual topics in these clips broken down by YouTubers than the full podcast. Because a lot of the full podcasts don't have substance. A lot of it is filler. If you don't know, like that's like an anime term kind of. But like a lot of it is like filler within the podcast. You know what I mean? So it's like, no, I don't want to hear Flip arguing about contracts anymore. I don't want to hear Flip talking about people's personal business. I don't want to hear Joe Budden be disrespectful to the cast. You know what I mean? I could be biased. I'm still, like, Imani has a hard time on a podcast. And like I said, he's not one of my favorite people. But the fact that Joe Budden said he would blow Imani's mom's ashes on the couch is still one of the most egregious things to me. And they still bothering him. Like, they still, like, after that, you would think, you know what? That was a little extreme. We're going to let you rock out. They actually still don't let him rock out. They still, like, ridicule him and tease him about stuff. In the latest one, they was teasing him about allegedly having cancer. I don't know if he had or didn't have cancer, but that's what they was talking about. So I look at it like I said in my other videos, I was a Joe Rogan fan. The people breaking down the Joe Rogan podcast are way better than the Joe Rogan podcast. Even when it comes to like Brendan Schaub, like, and Joe Budden's is experiencing that. Now, I don't know if he's going to have to start sending out copyrights, because like I said, a lot of it isn't people actually reacting. You do have people reacting, but you do have a large demographic of people that are literally just using a clip from his show. They're not even saying nothing. That's crazy. And like I said, I like it, but like, Joe, you about to start kind of losing viewership. Like, if you got a Patreon, yo, you're better off just waiting, because none of the Patreon stuff that comes out is worth having a Patreon. And like I said, I love Joe Buttons. I used to have a Patreon. It's actually not worth it, especially when, I'm not going to tell y'all the channels, like I said, I ain't no rat, but especially when somebody gonna break it down anyway. Or if they don't break it down, like Danny from the Stop, a break down a Patreon episode. It's people out there putting out full clips. I don't know. Joe gonna have to get it together, and he's gonna have to, especially in the new year, if he don't want to continue to lose viewership, he's going to have to put a copyright strike on these channels so they stop covering his stuff like that. Because the actual, like I said before, the actual podcast is not that dope. It could be, like, the podcast could be way better if the cast actually knew about the topics. Now, I don't, like, one of these recent episodes, Ish was talking about his financial situations, and it was mind-boggling to me, because he was acting like he don't, like, I think one of his New Year's goals was to have more money or save more money or get out of credit card debt. I'm not trying to get in people's pockets, but Ish is talented enough to go to multiple interviews on other podcasts, get paid by that, and possibly do an hour, like Wayno. Wayno does like 30-minute clips, 22-minute clips. Ish could do that. Ish is very, very late. He make it seem like Joe paying him $50,000 a episode, bro. Because he's kind of lazy with it. Like I said, he never knows the topic, ever. I'm gonna go on a side quest real quick. There's a lot of homeless motherfuckers in LA. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. These motherfuckers homeless and brave. I was about to take y'all near the Kobe and a Gigi statue, but folks over there tweaking. This shit crazy. But it's like listen, I'm on a side quest right now. The homeless niggas in LA don't care. I'm coughing because I could throw up right now. They'll really take a shit on the curb, bro. Respectfully. Like, it's homeless people in Jersey. It's homeless people in Philly. I done lived in both places. But how do homeless people conduct themselves in LA? Vicious activity. Very, very vicious. Like, literally taking smitashes on the street. Like how you walk down a regular street. They ain't even going on the bushes. Diabolical activity. But yeah, Joe gonna have to fix it. I'm gonna be back with another video soon, maybe in a day or two. I'm leaving in like 2 days. I've been here like 10 days. I'm not like I like West Coast culture to a certain extent. If y'all seen some of my other content, I cover West Coast stuff, and I do want better for the black people in the West Coast, but I'm not really a West Coast dude. Now listen, if you want some sniper stuff, they do got a lot of work out here. Not gonna lie to you. It's a lot of little things out here you could get busy to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a laid back dude, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't out here chasing work type shit. But yeah, I watch this with a lot of podcasts. Like, if you're familiar with Tom Segura, he has a podcast. I can't even think. I've been drinking. Y'all know since I've been in LA, I've been drinking. But like, the people that review the podcast are actually way better than the actual podcast. Maybe we'll walk to this Kobe statue. But yeah. And I don't think Joe will here go a statue right here for y'all. Little LA bull, won a chip, you know what I'm saying? I don't watch soccer. I mean hockey at all. But I'm not sure Joe Buttons is the type person to copyright a bunch of stuff. But like I said, the podcast episodes are getting weaker and weaker. Or, to be fair, are we seeing the end of like poppin' podcasts? Like, are people really still checking for podcasts? And like I'm saying, even if you're not checking for podcasts, you should at least, like Joe Budden has a fan base already, so he shouldn't be losing his fan base. But I think he's losing his fan base because the material that he putting out is not good. I might need to get away from this drawing. But like, subscribe, turn your notifications on. I'm gonna holler at you on the next video.